Do you still believe in the amazing?
Look at Keith's face.
The look on your face.
No, I tried to believe, right? I'm on
You did?
WFAN, so half the audience, we feel like it's Mets, Yankees. It's a little more Mets. So, you know, when I'm on air, I try to believe in the Mets. You got to believe. I said they can beat the Dodgers. They can beat the Braves. They just got to win one game. But I watched these games this weekend, and it was apparent to me that the Braves are better than them. They had their best pitchers lined up, and they needed this. They needed one win. They needed this more, right? Starling Marte needed this week off, and they couldn't get one win. So, no, I don't believe that they're going to get it done this year. I believe that their fans put the, carriage in front of the horse or got ahead of themselves a little bit, and now they got to feel it. Now they got to feel that today.
I'm kind of feeling Keith, honestly. I think one of the biggest things is I believe that the Mets can go deep into the postseason. If there's a team that can come out of the wild card, I believe that they can at least make some noise.
If the postseason began today, it would be against the Padres.
Absolutely.
Best of 3 to remind everyone, expanded postseason format.
And then if they won that, they'd go up against the Dodgers. So it's going to be tough. But I look at it, the question is, do you believe in them? And if we're talking about World Series, no chance. But because of the same reasons he mentioned, the Braves is that much better than this team. And I feel like right now, when you look at DeGrom didn't do what he needed to do, Scherzer didn't do what he needed to do, those are the workhorses that you have to step up in those types of situations. And the star players didn't show up. Where was Pete Alonso? Where was Lindor? That's what happened with the Braves. They showed up on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
And that's what the most important series of the year, the guys that needed to show up showed up for the Braves. We didn't see that with the Mets.
Okay.
We didn't see it.
Former Met.
Yep.
What's your take on this situation?
This is, I'm going to say right now.
And former Brave, of course.
The Mets can still win the World Series. Do I think they're going to? No, I don't. I didn't think they were going to when the season started. I didn't think they were going to a week ago. I thought they had a better shot to win one game of 3 against the Braves, and they couldn't get that done. And so I think that's the thing that really sticks with me. It's not just that, but these games weren't even really that competitive. By the 5th, 6th inning, for the most part, these games were decided. There was one game, bases loaded at the end of the game, Kenley Jansen on the mound. They had Francisco Alvarez up. He strikes him out. Alvarez was taking huge hacks. Really wasn't the right time to bring this kid up. Obviously, it just seemed like not only did the Braves beat them, but they really did dominate them, and they did it in a fashion that you expected the Mets to be able to do. The starting pitching for the Braves outpitched the starting pitching for the Mets every single night. They were better. That's this team's strengths. The Mets team's strength is starting pitching. That's what's going to get them to the World Series. That's what gives them an opportunity. It was really disappointing to see that happen. I will say, look, to your point, you played like you don't always have your best. You don't always show up with your best. Unfortunately, you can want to and go out there and do all the preparation in the world, and that's what makes sports so fun is you never know what happens. So I think this team still has a shot, but realistically, did this even take a hit on even what maybe my and others' expectations were, even though I didn't expect them to win the World Series? Yeah, it did. And I think you look at this team and you see the flaws that you've seen before, but now they were really shown on the biggest stage, and I think that's the biggest part about this.
I think last thing I want to say about the Mets is we saw how important power is in these types of games. And we saw what the Braves did. That's one thing that's lacking with the Mets. They're in that middle tier, I think 16th among all Major League Baseball when it comes to home runs. This is a team that might struggle once they get into the postseason because 1 or 2 big swings might win the game for you. And we saw it with the Braves.
Different conversation for a different day, and I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but does this mean that Uncle Steve goes after number 99 in the offseason?
Getting deep.
Okay.